If you want to start your own business with little money or even without any, check out the 7 simple steps that need to be considered to resolve this issue and start your business. So, money can no longer be a barrier to getting your idea off the ground. To start your own business, you need to know that you will have to work hard and put in a lot of effort. Really a lot, and several obstacles may appear before and during your entrepreneurial journey. And not having enough money to start is one of them. Starting your own business may require a large investment. For many entrepreneurs, acquiring this money may seem impossible, which leads them to give up on their dream of being their own boss. But with creativity, hard work, and focus, it is possible to start your own business. That's why we're going to show you 7 very simple steps on how to start with little or no money. 1. Create your business plan. It's no use just liking a certain market a lot. You need to study it in depth. So, once you've chosen the market or market niche in which you're going to operate, develop a business plan. In it, you will be able to understand exactly what to expect for your own business, such as market size, who your customers will be, competitors, products, services currently offered, suppliers, investments and structures required, team, risks, goals and objectives to be achieved. After all, it is in this document that you will define your business model and assess whether it is viable or not, and thus move in the right direction. Focus on what matters. 2. Calculate all investments. One of the biggest reasons people can't find the money to start their businesses is that there's almost no limit to the expenses that go into getting a business up and running. Every business will have different needs, which means that the amount of funding you need will depend entirely on the type of business you want to start. For example, some types of businesses will require physical office space, which can be extremely expensive. Or you may need specialized supplies or equipment, which can add up to higher startup costs. Keep in mind that the costs of starting your own business add up very quickly, and if you don't have the money to start, covering these expenses can be a real challenge. So, analyze your initial project and dig as deep as possible to find out all the investments that need to be made to make your business idea viable. Once you've done that, list all of these items in order of priority, and if possible, eliminate those costs that aren't absolutely necessary to get started. 3. Adapt your business plan. After knowing and clearly defining all the costs and investments required for your own business and putting them in order of priority, now is the time to review your business plan to see where you can adapt them to fit your initial budget. For example, if you were thinking of starting with 10 employees, and when listing all your initial costs and investments, you realized that you could adapt your plan and start with a smaller team. Or you could start alone until you save money and increase your revenue to hire more members for your team. After all, hiring employees is a considerable initial expense for a new business. These are just a few examples of how you could try to reduce initial costs to make your own company viable. And as your business revenue increases, you will be in a better financial position to invest in its expansion. However, it is very important to know how to identify the mandatory costs to start your own business. For example, operating licenses and taxes. Remember, be extremely consistent when prioritizing and reducing or eliminating costs at this time. And if you absolutely cannot reduce or eliminate costs, don't worry, because we will show you more alternatives here. But one important point, be very careful when adapting your business plan so as not to change all the planning that was done previously. The most important thing is to maintain your essence and the purpose of your own business. 4. Start with the basics. A common mistake some entrepreneurs make is to start with something much bigger than they can manage. This can greatly increase your chances of failure, especially if you are working with little or no financing. Instead of running your business as if it were $1 million company, you should dedicate yourself to establishing your company, starting with the basics. For example, instead of offering a full line of products when your company opens, you can focus on providing a unique, high-quality product that is likely to attract customers. By starting small, you will give your company the chance to grow. And once you start making a profit, you can work on expanding your business. 5. Consider marketing. Marketing is essential to promote your business, attract customers, and consequently generate sales. And to start, You don't necessarily need to invest heavily in this type of advertising. There are many ways to work on marketing without having to invest a lot. Always keep in mind that creating a marketing plan for small businesses with little investment is completely feasible. The secret is to know your audience well, try to use free or low-cost tools, and be very consistent and creative. Small businesses can achieve great results if they follow these simple steps and adjust their strategies as the business progresses. Always remember, marketing is not about spending a lot, but about investing wisely. Look for external financing. If even the steps we've discussed so far aren't enough to get your idea off the ground, there are other alternatives for starting a business with little money. Looking for external funds can be a great solution. There are several sources of financing for entrepreneurs to start their businesses. And if you believe you have an idea that is likely to be profitable, finding financial support for your company shouldn't be that difficult. Friends and family. An alternative to looking for financing can be your friends and family. They can be a viable solution because they're closer and know you well. Although most of the time their investment power is not that high, they may be able to provide enough financial help to get you started. Angel investor. Another idea for getting money for your business is to look for an angel investor. In short, an angel investor is a person with great knowledge and experience in the market who will financially support your business in exchange for a percentage of ownership of your company. They can even help you start your business, acting as a mentor or advisor. However, if your company is successful, they may keep part of your business. This depends on the initial agreement between both parties. Partners. You also have the option of finding partners. They can help you not only with the initial investment for your own business as investors, but also get involved and help you with your day-to-day activities. Whether by contributing intellectually with their experience and knowledge or by helping you with the business operations. Customers. In addition, there is the option of getting money from customers depending on the business model. In other words, your customers can pay before receiving the product or service. For example, on-demand service. Imagine that you provide marketing consultancy. In this case, you can ask customers to pay partially or even fully before you provide the service. This way, with these payments, you can invest in the structure of your company. Or, when you make cakes, you can ask customers to pay in advance, and with this money, you would be able to buy the supplies to prepare your cakes, pay the respective costs and expenses, and also invest in the structure of your company. Loans. There is also the possibility of asking for loans. Banks or brokerages can grant loans to your company depending on the nature of your project, in addition to your credit history. However, be very careful not to get into debt. This can be extremely dangerous for your business and for you too. Think very carefully before asking for any loan. And if you do, have a very clear, coherent, and viable plan for paying off this debt. Combinations. What can also be done is a combination of the items we have discussed so far. This way, your financial dependence on each of the sources of money can also be reduced. These tips we are talking about now are alternatives for how to start a business with little money, or even without any money. So, if you know more ways to finance your own business, write in the comments and share it with us. 7. Always refine your business idea. Regardless of whether you have money to start or not, never stop refining your business idea. Even though you are confident with your original idea, you can be sure that there are still several tasks that need to be completed first. For example, updating your business plan, studying your working capital and cash flow, thinking about your marketing plan. In short, look at everything very closely and in depth. Finally, always remember that starting your own business can be one of the most exciting adventures of your life. And as you now know, even those who have no money can start a business. Continuing to work on your idea will ensure that your business never stagnates and that you are always excited about the growth of your company. Trust me. And just to recap what we have discussed here: drafting your business plan, calculate all investments, adapt your business plan, and start with the basics. Consider marketing, seek outside financing, always refine your business idea.
We hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to know more about how to set up and manage your own business, visit our YouTube channel where we have several videos about this subject, and if you liked it, share this video with your friends and family to help them too. Thanks and see you next time.